Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 7 of Kerbal Space Program Colonization, which originally aired live on Twitch. So, some of this is going to be experimenting with how tall can I get away with without it being obnoxious. Okay, there we go. So we have a lot of power in that now. Right? Yep. What kind of lander legs do I have? I'm not going to worry about thrust right now. I'm just designing like the lander pod. Save. So we do have the landing struts, the good ones. I could probably land like this. Yeah, I will be adding rockets to the sides. All right, save, and I'm going to see, and I will be adding solar panels to the landing pod. Yes, indeed, Superman. That is the plan. So let's see how this feels. Another thing I'm going to want is a landing ladder so that I can EVA and get out. Let's see, transfer crew down here. Because on the moon, the landing struts are not going to be so low because of lower gravity. It won't sink down as much. So yeah, this is landable. I can live with this. Revert to a vehicle assembly. So let's start to add solar panels, some photovoltaics, so that there's not a scenario where we can be bingo power. So I'm going to add 4 here, and then 4 like that. Very, very simple. But the advantage of that is that there will always be something. Oh, I have a wide landing leg too. Let me take a look at what those look like. I'm sure they're heavier. This is 0.05. This is... Oh, no. They're the same. They're the same weight. Oh. Oh, wow. That would be very stable. I'm just a little worried about it bottoming out and, like, that wouldn't be great. And this is the Scout here, which has its own stabilizers. How much does this weigh? 1.5 tons. Yeah, I like these too. I like these too. Let's go with this. How are those the same weight? I have no idea. Magic. The micro struts are a lot less weight. Another thing I'm going to want here is a communicatron, because I need to transfer science from orbit around Kerbin and orbit around the Mun. So I'm going to add a little communicatron right there, because why not? It doesn't really matter. All right, action groups. Oop, that's not action groups. Action groups. Custom 1. Deploy. What is deploy limit? All right, let's see. I might not use these because they don't seem to have a. They don't seem to have a an easy way to deploy retract. Yeah. Because I don't want to have to right-click on them. I don't know. They are kind of nice, though. I will feel a lot more comfortable landing on these legs. All right. The landing gear button does not work, no. These are, like, just different. Because normally, I'll show you what it normally looks like. So if I take these off, and I stick on the regular landing struts, let's have them a little higher, so for a higher center of gravity. And then I go to actions, click on the landing struts. Oh, you know what? Oh, okay, so it will be in gear. Hold on, let me go back. I might have been doing that wrong. I don't have the advanced custom groups, so I might have to use the gear groups for these. Gear toggle stabilizer. Yes. Okay, I think this will work. Let me save and launch for an experiment. The wide ones do look a lot better, and depending on where I land on the moon, if I'm landing on a cliff or something sloped, the wide ones are a lot more stable. So then if I hit gear, yes, okay, so this works now. Oh, it looks so much better. I like it. Okay, perfect. Revert to assembly. Hey, Gunner and D3. Thanks for the follows, by the way, and welcome. So that's all set up. Then I'm also going to want maybe some lights. So I'm going to add 1.2 charge. All right, I'm going to add some brighter lights, which would be these illuminators. And this is going to allow me to illuminate my landing area, so that I'm not landing blind. Save. And that's part of a simple group, hotkey group of just L or whatever it is. All right. What else am I missing on this? Trying to think of what else I might need for this phase. And then I'll put the heat shield on the bottom there. And above the heat shield, oh, you know what? I also want the advanced inline stabilizer. So this bad boy, unfortunately my ship is getting even taller. It concerns me as much as it concerns you. Don't worry. There we go. It looks a little phallic, but it'll do. Okay. So then the concept here is we are going to want, we're going to want asparagus staged thrusters. Let me rotate where the solar panels are. Asparagus staged liquid rockets to assist with the return home. I'll put these here. Hope it doesn't block. Is there a... Do I even have ladders yet? I think this craft is so low stanced that I don't really need to worry about it. Plus, on the moon, your jetpack can blast off and you can catch a ladder. So yeah, I don't need to worry about that. Never mind. Okay, so for these sides, that interferes. So let me change the way I'm going to lay this out. I'm going to put in girders instead. They don't look sexy, but I'm going to need them. Okay, there we go. And that way there's no intersecting of parts. The game doesn't always care that you have intersecting parts, but I care. As you can see, my lights here also intersect. I can put the lights... I'll add the lights later. Because hypothetically, we will be landing with these side rockets, so I can put the lights on the rockets themselves. In fact, I could even put the legs on them. I'm almost certain to do that, just to make it even wider stanced. So if I'm doing that, we still need these girders, regardless. So I'll add the legs later. So here we have these rockets here that I've got is going to be what carries me back from the moon to Kerbin. And they're not rockets yet, but then I want the ones that vector, which I think are these swivels. Okay. Yep. And funny enough, after experimenting with those new legs, I don't even know if I'm going to use them because these swivels are enormous. Is there a better engine that is smaller? The Terriers don't produce charge, but might be a little bit more appropriate. Because my thrust to weight here... My thrust to weight here is calculated on Kerbin, but not on the moon. Not on Mun. I don't know. So if I do... the trouble with doing the swivels is, like... I can barely get the lander legs to work. And I don't think the other ones are going to be any better. Let me check. Oh, no, actually the other... Well, okay, that's not how they're supposed to go. No, the other ones aren't better either. It shouldn't be a problem, yeah, because I have the solar panels. So I will do the Terriers. I'm just a little bit worried about the lack of thrust with these Terriers. But I will risk it. Okay. So that's what's landing. And these are going to be asparagus staged. Save. And let's asparagus stage them. So the ones that block the front door. The other issue actually is that I don't know if my Kerbals are going to be able to... yeah, I need to angle them like that so I don't block the front doors. Okay. So now we can actually get out. So then, the way they're asparagus staged, the rights go first. So right to left. No. Okay, perfect. That'll have to do. I could part group this to save the lander separately, yeah. How to do the... I haven't done the parts in a while. Sub-assemblies. Oh, no, I can't sub-assembly this, so I can always scavenge, or, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Because I can always load this one up and build from here. Alright. So, that top phase should have enough Delta V on the moon to get us home. And I'm going to want to strut them together like that. Okay. Save that. Underneath here, this will be the... This here will be the phase that helps me get to the moon. It's a castle. Oh god, that looks weird. So I'm going to put a skipper here. Okay, and you also have to remember that I don't have a weight limit anymore, so I'm only at 70 kilos, or tons, 70 tons, which is not bad. But it will go up. So that's the skipper phase. Oops, I just minimized my game. Not quite the thrust to weight to get me anywhere, but that's fine. That's planned. And then let's go ahead and put just a ridiculous amount of thrust here. So I think the pollexes are the big ones. Yeah. And if I center them and lower them, they should be okay. I'm going for absolute overkill here, if you can't tell. So the pollexes, oh yeah, ridiculous overkill. I love it. There's not enough space to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and put... I wish I had larger couplings, but let's put the modular girders here. Good. Save that. And yes, I will have these in phases as well, if weight allows for it. All right, Pollux. Nope, that's not centered. And that's not even using the decoupler. And that's totally upside down. What is going on with this cursed rocket? Why are you... Okay, I guess these decouplers are upside down or something. I don't know what's going on, but that was rather funny. Okay, yep, that's right, except for clips. So we just need to lower these even lower. What I'm trying to build is it's going to be expensive, but I'm trying to build a rocket that will get to the moon fast. Okay, that actually looks oddly perfect. Save. And then... what is my thrust weight here? All right, 0.98. So it's almost enough to get me at, off the launch pad, but not quite. Darn. 0.99. Okay. I'm going to launch it all at once. Just a big blast off. Why not? At least we'll be fast. So the delta V here, I can thrust limit down to maybe 67. What's yep, 67 will do. Maybe a little bit faster. Let's go to 80. All right, 0.5, 1.5 rather. That looks good. Struts. Save. Go up to the top, drag this up, and then the stability launch. Cool. All right, we're also going to want fins. So let me change the stability launch to be under. I don't care if they burn, they're cheap. And add some fins. And we're going to want to add fins. Boy. Winglets, tail fin. right here. Okay. This thing weighs 485 tons. Oh, that is so much more than the last rocket. Okay, crew, Jeb and Bob. And let's go for a test launch. This is just an experimental test launch to see what is wrong, because nothing is ever built correctly the first time. Those are the biggest solid boosters that we have. And then the liquid rocket is the biggest rocket that we have, yeah. So it takes off. It is much, 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 much louder than I am, so let me drop the master down. Also, project land on the run. Okay, it is ridiculously stable for what it is. One giant heaping of solid fuel. Yeah, I basically built an ICBM with an organic payload of green men. That's how we do. I didn't even put these lander legs back on their command group. So, what about our light? And I never put the lights on. So, 2 issues found so far. This rocket, oddly, because of my wonderful tail fins, will allow me to tilt. Man, my solid fuel is flying me up. These Pollexes are ridiculous. I'm so glad I upgraded my launch pad, because this is... I'm gonna burn up just leaving the planet. That's how fast we're going. This is phenomenal. I like everything about this rocket. Okay, so our Apple Apps is already 240K. Oh boy. And my thrust to weight on this phase is 0.93, but that's going to be enough to circularize, no problem. There could be struts between here and here to add some stability between the side and the rocket here. So I'll do that. As you can see, my ship didn't really heat up other than these struts that were holding on to the solid fuel. And what about this phase? This phase is really well balanced. It's making power. Whoop. And then we're down to 2. And then our lander. Okay, so it looks good. And I'm going to fix the issues that I had. Have we unlocked gravity turns yet? Sort of with these fins, sort of. So the things that I wanted to do was... add a little bit of stability like this. That should help a bit. Strangely enough, I don't even think I have the aerodynamic cone. Oh, no, I do. Let's add those. Just to complete the ICBM look, right? Save. What else did I say? The action grouping for these toggle. And then the lights. Was there anything else that I mentioned that I had failed to add to this bad boy? All right, utility, illuminators. Okay, That's going to cast some weird shadows, but whatever. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. No, I'll put it on the There. That'll do. Save. What else? I think we're good. Can anyone think of anything, any reason why this should not, why I should not be using this at the moment? I think we're okay. And then for fun, I'm gonna have a little nav beacon here, so that when we land back on Kerbin, we can be found. Food. So in terms of food and life support, it takes us it takes us a kind of a long time to starve, but I suppose I can add it so that we're not starving a little Kerbals. So let's go to life support and put a mini pack in here. So let's rip that battery out and put a mini pack with some supplies. So that gives us 18 days. 18 plus 14 days, because it takes us 2 weeks to starve to death. And then strap batteries in there. Okay, so now we have supplies. That was symmetrical, so I wouldn't be off weight. I put 2 of them in. It also doesn't weigh very much, so it wouldn't be that wouldn't matter that much. All right, anything else that I need before I launch? No, I think we're good. Famous last words, of course, but I think we're good. Bits for luck. Well, thank you. Adding supplies does not increase time to tourist. So what increases time to tourist is habitation modules. Like... Well, I don't really have any. Like this, the observation cupola. That would increase time to tourist. Or viewing cupola. But I'm not adding those. I don't think my guys are going to tourist themselves in it. Even if they do, oh well. I lose stability control. Not a big deal. But their time to tourist is 7 days. So if I can't get to the moon and back in 7 days, in a week, I've already super screwed up. But increasing interior space is the way to do it, yes. So adding... If you look here... let me see if I can't find... I really don't even have the parts unlocked, but if I right click on this observation cupola, you could see the hab multiplier goes up, which increases the length that Kerbals are willing to live, and you can design bases eventually that have infinite duration, that they're comfortable living there forever. So yeah, all right, let's launch and hope they don't screw up. Before I launch, I might want to do a save point, just because I'm a coward. But I think it's understandable. It's the first moon landing. And then you all have to remind me to get science in orbit or space around Kerbin. What are my missions? Science data from space around Kerbin and science data from space around moon. And Skiff, hey buddy. Crow to the moon, Skiff. 7 days is the default hab, yeah. 7 days and a few hours, basically a week. And then I have supplies for 9 days. Okay, I have problems. I'm gonna revert already. My lander legs were deployed and unresponsive. I think because The launch, I don't know what. Oh, they were bound to staging, not gear, because I'm an idiot. All right, stabilizer and stabilizer. Okay, and then lights. Everything else should be good. Save, save, save. Okay, launch. Cheese, you caught that right as I caught that. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to have wings while trying to blast off. It's a lot of groups. A lot of those groups are just like basic functions like RCS and staging and stuff. They're not actual groups. So here, if I hit gear, you'll see that my legs come out. And then if I hit gear again, they retract. Good, I fixed that. And then if I hit L, or lights, ooh, look at those lights. Okay, off we go. Fingers crossed. Yoda, pray for me. I'll put the Yoda cam on so you don't see my face of pure and sheer panic as I blast off. I'm gonna attempt a gravity turn, which is tilting to 90 as you go up, using the solid fuel boosters to circularize me early. Yeah, Yoda's already fine, Yoda. You don't want to show your beautiful face? Whoa! Whoa, too much. Doing gravity turns with not so stable ships can end up with you cartwheeling and exploding. Okay, let's lean some more. This ship is surprisingly controllable, though. I'm not sure why it is so stable. Okay, so instead of gaining a lot of altitude, we are focusing on circularizing early. Oh boy. It's getting hot, hot, hot. Okay, solid fuel boosts. And separate. So now our apoaps, instead of 240, is 190, but we're a lot more circularized than we would have been before. And then I will create a maneuver that circularizes us at sort of a higher orbit. A burn time of 1 minute and 37 seconds. Let me quick save. And yes, we are technically in space. So what I'm going to do is a crew report and transmit data. And my antenna comes out. I transmit data, and the contract for science around Kerbin for free science and money is now done. Awesome. Easy peasy. So the struts I added are really nice. I'm no longer like weird, oddly flip-flopping, which is great, because we were definitely flopping around before. Light test. Nice. Light test. Yeah, so the lights turn on and off. Cool. And burn time is 1 minute 40. So I'm going to start burning down. So here's the circularization. And as you can see, I have a ridiculous amount of total delta V left on the ship, about 6,400 delta V. This is such an overkill ship. But you know what? Why not? Why not a little overkill? I like it. I like me some overkill. So here's that beautiful circularization. Oh, where is my mono? Oh, right. This crew hatch has monopropellant that I should have taken out. Oh well. I remember to get rid of the monoprop for 1, but not 2. Just adjusting the maneuver a little more. That will do. Saves me a little bit of fuel. Is monopropellant ever used? Yeah, if I had RCS, I would be using monopropellant. I just typically don't build ships with RCS unless I feel like I need them. RCS is really, really wonderful if you're trying to dock to things in space. Doing that without RCS is brutal and terrible. But landing on the moon doesn't require a whole lot of RCS. But I always forget to take the monopropellant fuel out. So we're shipping fuel. We're basically taking fuel to the moon and back and not being paid for it. So now we have an orbit. It's not perfectly circularized, but it doesn't really matter because we are just going to the moon. And then I'm going to create a transfer burn that has us nearly hitting the moon, if possible, so that we save a little fuel. Okay, so a burn like that. I've already done science from Kerbal orbit, so what I need is science from around the space around the moon. So that's a periaps. Let's see, periaps of 90k. That looks good. All right, so there's my next maneuver, and let me set up the alarm clock, and let's go. Hey, Byron. Going pretty well for me. Slapped this ship together and it hasn't blown up on me, so I am nothing but happy. Alright, so burn time. Uh-oh. I gotta get to the maneuver node. So the maneuver node is the blue thing here on the cue ball or whatever you want to call it. What do they call it? Gimbal? I don't know. Sir Ben, thanks for the sub. Is this NASA approved? Oh, hell no. It's China Space Agency approved, perhaps. But definitely not NASA. Nav ball, yeah, alright. The blue marker on the nav ball is the maneuver node. And the mission to bring a Munstone back. Once I finish this maneuver, I can read it again, because it does suggest... Well, I can't take surface samples, so maybe not. Let's just ignore that entirely. This is just a science mission to unlock more science. And we're going to be running a lot of these. So what I want to do is I want to eventually design a ship that is, like, really good at visiting all of the biomes of the moon for some quick science. And then we could also go to Minmus as well. Oh, you enjoyed PZ, so you wanted to support? Well, I appreciate it. Subbing on Twitch is about the best support that one could offer. So, thank you. Oh, Pet Yoda right in the middle of my transfer burn? Okay. Alright, Mac. You know, this ship's named after you. If it crashes, you'll just be famous for, explosive, I don't know. Alright, periaps is 116k. That works. And let's warp here. Pet Yoda for luck. He is good luck. He's real good luck. Oh, you can't even see him. There we go. Look at this weird orbit. Oh my lord. Look at that. Look at that intercept. All right, let me warp to here. A loop-de-loop. Okay, there we go. So now I should be in space around Mun. I might not actually... Yep, okay. And transmit data. And contract complete. So we have done 2 of the 3 contracts. The last one, of course, is the hard one. So what I'm going to do is we have about 560 Delta V left in my main engines, and I'm going to use up as much of the fuel as I can to circularize around the moon, so I can pick where I land, because I'd like to land in the Byron, thanks for the bits. I'd like to land on a sunny spot so that you guys can actually see something. Also, I can't land with my you know, I can't land on this here. I have to separate at some point, so I might as well use the fuel up anyway. And I'm going to use the fuel to assist with the deceleration as well. All right, this doesn't need to be all that accurate of a burn. I'm going to burn slightly before the timer. And bring that in. Okay, that's good enough. Then let's go ahead and try to land in this crater. That will be our goal. One of the things I will say is I have to make sure not to take too much time orbiting the moon and picking a landing spot, because if I take too much time, my Kerbals turn back into tourists, and I lose my ability to do SAS for pilot stability controls or anything like that. Okay, point to retrograde, or prograde. Retrograde, rather. And a maneuver like that. And I have just about enough fuel to do this next maneuver. And then we'll be separating. I'm going to burn a little early because, again, I'm not trying to land on a pinhead or anything. I'm just generally trying to land in a giant crater, so the accuracy of these burns aren't all that necessary. So one of the things to remember is as I'm approaching my landing spot, the moon is going to be rotating. So as you can see, I have overshot the middle of this crater, but in reality, that's really not the case, because as we approach, you'll see that the moon is rotating underneath where we're planning on landing. So it you know, we're going to land far closer to the middle than it seems. Okay, I just used the remainder of the fuel that was in the big rocket, and we're going to separate that out. I'm going to extend my lander legs because there's no atmosphere on the moon, so it's not like there's going to be air resistance or anything like that, so I might as well. And world first milestones, we have entered a suborbital flight above the moon. I don't think that means anything, like, science-wise. No, it really doesn't. But, hey, a world first. So I have about 4K Delta V left, and we only need about 300 Delta V to land here. Probably 500 more. A little bit more than that. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get rid of some of my horizontal velocity so that we land straight up and down without sideways. So this prograde, when I'll explain better. So if I fire here, as you can see, I'm firing sort of sideways to slow down my horizontal velocity. And when this prograde symbol is right at the top of the nav ball, that means I'm coming straight up and down in. So, you know, I'm sort of firing from the side here. Another important thing to do is adjust your altimeter to make sure that you are set for over land, not water. That way you don't smush yourself. because if you set it for over water and you're landing near or around a mountain, you will die. So now, as you can see, I have burned a lot of my horizontal velocity. Gonna burn a little bit more and try to center up to come straight in, because it's going to be a lot easier to land when we're coming straight down. So this is nearly a straight down here. Probably going to be good enough. Okay. This ship layout, you like it? What is my delta V? Oh, okay, thank you. My thrust to weight, I mean, I was worried that my thrust to weight would be like less than 1, which means I could only ever die in a fiery crash. But no, my thrust to weight is 6, which is, if I floor it, easily I accelerate. All right, I'm going to quick save now, and I'm going to time warp. Technically, suicide burns are the most efficient. Suicide burns being ones where you cut all of your speed at the very end. But it's hard to calculate suicide burns in your head, and I might have just done it wrong. I don't think I have enough time to slow down before crashing, which is why I quick saved. No, maybe I do. No, I think I will. We're slowing down enough. Oh, I hate suicide burning, but it's the way to go. So now, another thing is, oh god, I didn't mean to click that. Another thing that is important to note is make sure that you're not on orbit, but you're on surface. So that your speed is relative to the surface, not in orbit. And it looks like we're landing somewhere sunny and flat, with maybe some stuff out there. Getting less than 1 thrust to weight on Mun is hard. Yes, it is. You're not wrong. And then you're going to want to enter at less than 9 meters per second. So we're about 50 meters up. Okay, it is quite sloped, but due to the wide stance of my lander legs, we're fine. Booyah! There we go. We're on the mud. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. And we're sliding. That's not sketchy. All right, I'm going to quick save. Cool. And if you time warp... Oh, no, we're still sliding. They see me rolling. All right, so here we go. 20 science. We are at the far side crater. And then let's open up the surface bay. Let's do the material studies. For 100 science. Yeah. And then let's go with the goo. For 40. The barometric pressure for 48. The temperature for 32. Do the other barometric pressure and temperature. Close that. Do another crew report, which I really don't think we're going to need. Okay. We're still sliding a little bit. Contract parameters complete. We have explored the mud. Any crash you can walk away from counts as a landing. Hey, it wasn't a crash. It was a damn good landing. Yes. So, if I zoom out, I don't see any stones. Not that I think I wouldn't be able... Yeah, I don't have a rover or anything. So, was that a stone? I don't know. Jeb, you piloted us. You are going first. Oh, nice. Nice. So, one small step for Kerbals, one giant fall for Kerbal kind. Planting the flag. So this flag is going to denote that we're at Farside Crater. So, Mun Farside Crater. Do you like how my my ship is just leaving? An EVA report. And unfortunately, because I don't have an upgraded R&D, that means that we won't be able to take a surface sample, which would be considerable amount of science. And then board. There we go. And then Bob, you too. All right, I'm going to quick save. I'm going to EVA report from not the surface, but like slightly above, because that will be different. And yeah, we're good. I guess I've done everything, right? Okay, let's get back inside. Come on, jetpack. No, what are you doing? Don't keep climbing. Just grab the ladder. Right now he's using the there he goes. Now, for the world first milestone, walked and planted a flag. Yes, sir, I did. Bring Munstone. So, let me look that up real quick as a little refresher. So a Munstone is only available with the Breaking Grounds expansion. And in the Breaking Grounds expansion, you are going to be able to find Munstones, which that might actually be a Munstone. I'm going to save and just mess about. How much RCS fuel do I have? Okay. I don't want to run out of EVA propellant. Oh, maybe this is. I don't think I can take surface samples, though. I don't know if it's a prerequisite. I didn't look it up. Oh, God. Slow down! Oh, dang. Maybe I'm the Rocketeer. Byron, thanks for gifting out subs. And Sky Collective, Squeaky, Mac, all the bits, and Gray Mouse. Oh, very, very graceful, that. So this is what a Munstone looks like, but I don't think I could do anything here. Oh, no. Pick up Munstone. Yoink! Chip away, dude. Yes! We got it! Okay. Somehow he has that whole stone in his body. So now all I have to do is get it home. And, you know, not smash into my ship so hard that I kill the ship and myself. Ooh. Now, this would be elite if I could go straight from jumping from the Munstone into the ladder. And I think I'm going to be able to do it. Jeb, you are a god. Booyah! Alright, another wonderful thing to look at. So something I tend to do a lot when I play Kerbal is I totally forget about adding power to my first Munlanders. The fact that I have these little power panels that are getting direct sunlight and that I do have electric charge is just amazing. I can't even explain to you how many times I'm like, oh yeah, I'm out of power. You clapped in real life. All right, so let's get this bad boy home. We are gonna get so much science from this. Oh my lord. Okay, well, where am I? I'm near the equator. All right, so I'm just gonna blast off. What's awesome is that I don't even have to redesign this ship to run other Mun missions if I want to hit other points of interest. So we've gotten Farside Crater. And if we go to any of the other MUN points of interest, we can do, you know, so much more science. Once you can land on the MUN and get science from it, you make like ridiculous amounts of money. So I'm just gonna circularize so that we have so much fuel it doesn't really matter. Because I've asparagus staged and all that. Again, one of the wonderful things about over-engineering is you can play really messy and you're fine. So I'm going to circularize, and then I'm going to calculate my best return to Kerbin intercept. And let's see how close I can get Kerbal Space Center. So last time it was like 96.7% returned. Bye-bye, rockets. The trouble with this return is the yeah, that's good enough. Is that my my rockets that I have on my ship here have ridiculously low thrust, which is fine. All right, so there's a periaps of 2.4 mil. 4 mil. Okay, that got worse. 2 mil. 1.4. 800,000. 400,000. Yeah, 400,000 might be good. That allows me to pick where I land, as long as the plane is flat. All right, so there is my next transfer. Doesn't cost me very much. So let's alarm clock that. Warp. It's a teeny bit loud. Yeah, I'm constantly having, I mean, that is the story of Kerbal Space Program, is it's either too loud or too quiet. Let's see. Is that, what is it, ambient? No. What is... It should be spacecraft, but it just isn't. Like, if I hit spacecraft off... Okay, it obviously isn't spacecraft because I turned off spacecraft off. I don't even think my, like, volume is working. Because it doesn't seem to matter what I set it at, as I've just shown you. So I don't know. If you Google the problem and you tell me a solution, I am happy to do it. It's aforementioned UI. Nope, that's not quieter. I don't know. The UI is still small. I can raise it up a bit. For me, it's already like large and chunky. But, all right, UI to 170%. Okay, there we go. There's my transfer. Let's time warp. Come on. Change sphere of influence. And then I have 2.3K delta V. So I can spend a whole bunch of delta V circularizing my orbit to make it really, really, really easy to land where I want. All right, let's warp to next. And then if we take a look, I have HAB 6 days, supply 6 days, so we're good. We aren't in risk of becoming tourists or anything like that. That's more of a risk if you're if you're going to make a colony, but not so much of a risk if you're just going to the Mun and back. All right, so circularizing. Would you guys want me to land at the desert launch site? I'm not really in the right orbit for the boomerang. Well, I'll have you vote. Where to land? It's actually the desert launch site. Or the boomerang. The boomerang would be a little bit more challenging, but I'm happy to try it. Just because it's a sort of polar. But there you go. You can vote. I could do the island airfield, but you know. So the desert launch site is here, and the desert, and then the boomerang is up there. And I have enough fuel to be able to pick which ones I want to land near. So looks like desert seems to be the popular choice. I'm going to warp here and set myself up for desert. Thank you for watching Kerbal Space Program Colonization, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next episode, or perhaps an upcoming stream. Farewell.